welcome back to my channel. My name is Janae and here we do all things book obsessing, book reading, book hyperfixating. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, stay a while, let's be besties, and we can yap about books together. Today we're going to be doing my TBR jar prompts, pick my January reads. I am so excited to do this again. We did it once last year. And now I'm bringing it back because I didn't do it for December because I was picking like holiday reads. But now we're back at it and I'm so excited. We have some new prompts in there and I'm excited to see what books we get. I do have coming up after this video will be like my December wrap up. And then also a kind of reading goals and bookish goals for 2025. And my favorites of 2024 kind of little yapping sit down video coming out too after this. So stick around for that. We're talking about some of my goals when it comes to the channel and just all bookish related things I'm excited to talk about, and a journal I'm going to start working on making, so I'm excited for that. So once I get the stuff for that video, I'll be filming it and it'll be coming after this one. Again, stick around and we can yap about books. But I do have books that I do want to read for this month. So after we pick some books from my TBR jar prompts, if I can't get the books that I'm currently reading or planning on reading, well, I'll tell you guys what those are later on, but we're going to see if they can work in a prompt. We're going to try to do, I think, 6 prompts and then kind of have a buffer of like 3 other books that I can kind of pick throughout the month as a mood reader. We know that I love to make ambitious TBRs and not always complete them all, but they're my hopefuls, okay? I like to have options, I like to mood read, and sometimes life gets busy, so we'll see. I'm about to start my 2nd semester of grad school, so we'll also see how that all goes with my reading and my TBR. But my goal is to really focus on reading this year and not being on my phone all the time or like doom scrolling. So fingers crossed we can start the year off strong. So if you don't know what we're gonna do, in here in this jar we have little prompts I have written, like Kindle reader, new release, or the longest book on your TBR, shortest book on your TBR, etc. So we're gonna pick these without knowing what they are. I'm gonna show you guys, and then we're gonna pick books that go with the prompt afterwards. We're gonna start off picking 6 and then maybe we'll see if we end up adding more. I'm excited. Okay. It's upside down, I'm sorry. What is it? Under 350 pages. Nice, nice. Okay, that's good. We get a shorter book to read this month. Let's do our next one. Jack picks. Jack is my dog, so he has to pick what book I read. That's gonna be funny. That was number 2. Let's do our 3rd one. Okay. An estimated 5-star read. Okay. Okay, that's exciting. That's 3. Now we're gonna do 4. Let's do this one. Can you read this? I'm not very good at this. Can you guys tell? A book of my choosing. Oh, that's exciting. Perfect. Okay. That's 4. Number 5. Oh, I just dropped one, but we're going to pick this one. A YA book. Okay. I don't read a lot of YA, so that's going to be interesting. I do have one like already in my head because I don't really own a lot of YA, but that's fun. That's fun. Okay, that was 5. Okay, I'm scared. Okay. What does that say? A new purchase. Okay. That's great, guys. That's great. Okay, that's 6. Should we do more or should we just keep it at 6? I have my goal for this year is to read 100 books. That estimates about like 9 books a month, give or take, a little bit less than. But we did 6. Should we do 8? I just love picking prompts. Let's do 8. Okay. I'm always gonna keep adding more. An intimidating read. There is one that is an intimidating read that I was supposed to read last month, and you'll see my wrap up, but I didn't. So is that the one I do? I don't know. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll do 1 more and then we'll pick some books. A book bestie picks my reads. Okay. So we're gonna first let me text one of the book besties and have her pick for me while I pick my other books, so that way I can have that going. Should we screen record my screen, I guess? Please hold. We're gonna text Lexi on a Booksta. This is her @ go follow her, love her so much. But I'm gonna text her and say, hey bestie, I'm filming a TBR jar picks my January reads and I got a book bestie chooses my read. Pick a book for me to read, or I can give you some options to choose from. Okay, let's see what she says. And while I'm waiting for that, we will pick some options. So please hold. I'm gonna try to pick like 3 options for each prompt so we can keep it exciting, and then we'll choose what I pick. Okay guys, I think we got the books ready to talk about. We're not gonna do it in the order I said them in because I just put them in random orders right now. But for the book that Jack, my dog, picked, you have a very important decision to make, okay? You have to pick my read. Okay. That's it. So you have 3 books to pick from, okay? We have Done and Dusted, Cowboy Romance, Crescent City, Urban Fantasy, Lights Out, Serial Killer Romance. Okay? I'm gonna put it on Done and Dusted. I'm gonna put it on the book. I'm gonna put it on this book. Wait. Okay. Crescent City. Oh my gosh, Jack. Okay, yep, eat them all. You forgot one. You forgot one, Jack. Right here. Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. Okay, this is a reread because I'm trying to actually finally make my way into the 2nd book and 3rd book, and I really want to reread this book to get to that because I'm annotating them, but I do have them on audio, so my plan would be to like read it, immersive read it. So I'll be listening to it while reading it to annotate it. This is an urban fantasy by SJM. Urban fantasy is essentially, it's a fantasy world with modern day aspects to it. So they have phones, like random things. They go to the club, they text each other on their phones, stuff like that. But there's also like magical elements. In here we have like a little murder mystery going on. There's a missing artifact that she's trying to uncover and find, and that's kind of basically the general plot of the 1st book. She ends up getting help from this other guy, which is a love interest in this book, and he helps her trying to figure out this mystery and figure out what's going on. I had a lot of fun with this book. I read it a long time ago. I did cry at the end, I remember, but I literally read this years ago, and I really want to continue with the series and see where everything comes together. So this book we'll hopefully get to, okay? It was on my TBR from December. We did not get to it, but my dog picked it. I'm excited because I got the audiobook now, so I can listen to it or eyeball read it. So hopefully that'll make it kind of go by faster and not take me a month to read. But this is book 1 so far on the TBR. Okay, next, I'm just going to do this one because I don't have it with me. But new purchase, I recently just bought 3 books off Amazon. So I bought the 1st book in this prequel series, The Crown of Gilded Bones. So I got that one. My plan is to read 1 book a month until the new release comes out in June and listen to them on audio because I've listened to the first 2 on audio and I love them. So I recently bought the physical copy because I want to have it on my shelves while I listen to it for this month. So I got that one. I also bought The Hunger of the Gods, which is book 2 in the Bloodsworn Saga by John Gwynne. So I really want to continue with that series. And then I also got To Bleed a Crystal Bloom by Sarah A. Parker because I didn't realize she had other books and people rave about that series. And I read When the Moon Hatched by her and I loved it. And so I want to read more about her. So I bought those 3 books. So all 3 of those are coming this week. So which one am I going to read? I have to say I'm for sure going to have to do the Crown of Gilded Bones because I'm planning on reading 1 book a month, like I said, for that series. So I'm so excited for that. That's gonna be an audiobook as well. We have lots of audiobooks planned for this month, which hopefully will be beneficial. But I'm gonna read that one for my new purchase, I think. So that's the plan. Okay, next we have Intimidating Reads. I'm gonna spoil some stuff again for you guys, but I did not read A Little Life in December. I read other books and I never got to it. I'm like 20 pages in. So this is an intimidating reading, obviously, because I haven't read it yet, and it's supposed to be like devastating, heartbreaking, the most tragic book in the world. I'm considering getting the audiobook to kind of start off with it to help get me engaged, and then maybe read the rest on my own. But this obviously is an intimidating read. We then have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is like more of a sci-fi fantasy book. I don't know much about it, but I've heard really good things about the series. But I'm scared because I feel like I'm not a sci-fi girly, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna understand everything or if I'm gonna connect with it. But I do want to see why people love it. So I'm excited, but this is a potential. And then again, Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. People love R.F. Kuang and her writing. It's supposed to be like a fantasy series trilogy, I believe. And it's like devastating, beautiful, heartbreaking, but people like love this series and it's some of their favorite series. I don't know much about it. It says Peasant, Student, Soldier, Goddess. Yeah, I don't know much about this at all. But yeah, these are my 3 options. And I don't know what I want to read. Maybe we're going to try Red Wire. I want to do The Little Life. I do want to read it. But do I want to cry this month? Maybe February we'll cry? Maybe we'll pause on that. Okay, maybe we'll try Red Rising. Okay, and see how this goes. It's not super long, so maybe we could get into it and we could be attached or not. Who knows? But this will be the book that I add for my intimidating reads. Okay, next we have my book bestie picks my reads. So as you can see in the little screen here, I sent her Powerless by Elsie Silver. I did send her Red Rising, Done and Dusted, Archer's Voice, The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, Lights Out, and The Bridge Kingdom, okay? And so she chose to have me read Archer's Voice because she read that years ago and loved it. So for my bestie chooses my read, we'll be doing Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I have heard amazing things about this book. I don't know much about it besides I'm pretty sure it's like a kind of like a heartbreaking romance. And I'm excited. I've heard, again, like people who've read this book love it. It's like an all-time favorite. And I've read some Mia Sheridan books before that I really enjoyed, so I'm excited to see how this one goes and hopefully be kind of like a more between my fantasy reads, something that is not so mind consuming, okay? But I'm really excited to read this one and hopefully love it as much as she does. So thank you, Lexi. Next, we have a young adult book, and I don't read many young adult books, but these two that I have as options are very popular right now, and I've heard amazing things about them, so I'm excited to read them. So first we have Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I don't know much about this. I think she had like a devastating loss in her life, and then she ends up going to a school and realizing there's magic, and it's that kind of coming of age young adult story of like her fighting herself. I don't know much, but I've heard amazing things by it, and this would be my first time reading about a black girl as a main character in a fantasy, so that would be really fun to see. So we have Legendborn by Tracy Dion, and then I also have An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. And this one I've seen getting a lot of hype recently. I own the like original covers because they've been on my shelves forever. I've yet to get to it. I don't know much about them. It says Leia is a slave and Elias is a soldier, and neither are free. And it's them kind of like their own stories and they're kind of coming together. I've heard amazing things about these books. And now I don't know which one to pick. I don't know. I might try to do this one. This one's like a bit of a longer series. I might want to dedicate like maybe a month to reading all 4 of the books and then like continuing on with other books or whatever. But I have a lot of series I'm in the middle of right now. Even though this is a series too. But I like own other books in the series, so I feel like I would just read them, like binge them, and I might want to do like a month to binge them. So we might do Legendborn by Tracy Dion. I'm really excited to read this book. Again, I've never read a book by this author, and I've heard amazing things. So I think we could give this a try. I love a good person finds out that they have powers and like going to the school to learn about it and becoming like the leader and like such an amazing, powerful magic wielder. Like I'm excited. So this is the book we're gonna do. Next, we have a book of my choosing, and so for this one, I am currently reading a book, so that's gonna be the book I'm gonna choose, and that is The Zodiac Academy Reckoning. This is book 3 in the Zodiac Academy series. I started this journey in December, and I'm eating it up, okay? So I'm gonna be continuing with this book and reading it. I'm going to, I think, potentially, if you have any advice, read the Dark Fae verse after the book 3, and then go back to book 4 and intermingle the series, like some people say to do. I'm not sure if I'm gonna love that order. If not, I might go back into reading the 4th book and continuing with just the Zodiac Academy books. But at the moment, I'm going to attempt the Dark Fae after this. So we'll see how that goes. But a book of my choosing will be the Zodiac Academy. And then for 5-star predictions, I have 2 books for this. And I have Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I read The Nightingale by her a few months ago, and I loved it. Like an all-time favorite book ever. And this one's about friendships and female friendships over the years and like all the things they kind of go through. And I just feel like it's gonna be a 5 stars because I love The Nightingale and I've heard amazing things about this one. Again, you can tell I didn't read it in December. And then next we have The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by MZ. Again, this is because I read All Roads Lead Here a few months ago, and that was like a 6-star favorite romance ever. I loved it so much. She's the Queen of Slowburn, and so I heard this one is like equivalent or better than that one. So I'm really excited to see how this one goes. And I've heard really good things about this book and obviously MZ as a whole. So we have these 2. Which one do I want to choose? They're both, I think, 5 stars. I might choose The Wall of Winnipeg and Me because I think it's a lighter topic compared to Firefly Lane, but I love crying over books. But I might have a lot of fantasy, so I don't know if I want to cry with a bunch of fantasy books. Okay, we might do The Wall of Winnipeg and Me because it seems more like a kind of, it's just a romance book with more hard-hitting elements usually, but romance nonetheless, and I want to gush over some fictional boyfriends, and I think that'd be fun, like, between, again, like I said, heavier fantasy books, and I just loved All Roads Lead Here, like, favorite, so I'm hoping this is another one to add to that list because I just loved her book so much, and I really want to continue with hers. So we're gonna do The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I'm excited. And then next we have a book that's under 350 pages, so a nice little short read, and I have some options. So the first one I have is The Storied Life of AJ Fickery. I bought this book recently at my local bookstore, and I don't know much about it, but I think it's supposed to be just like a wholesome, moving, emotional story, and it is only 58 pages long. There's a movie, I believe, about it. So this seems fun. It's super short, so I feel like I could like fly through this in a day and just like kind of feel all the emotions quickly. So I'm excited to read this. Again, it's not super long, and I think it could be like a wholesome, moving read. So I don't know, I'm excited for that one. We then have Savor It by Tara Dewitt. This is 320 pages long. Book Bestie on Instagram loves this book, and I had recently bought it, and so I'm like, should I read it? She said amazing things. I think it's like a 5-star read for her. It's supposed to be a romance, and it's like kind of like second chance for a girl to kind of get the love she deserves in this world. So I don't know. I'm excited. But it says spicy summer fun, so I don't know. Should I read it? Coastal town in Oregon. This seems kind of like a fun just read, just to like binge it and feel all the things and be attached to like a couple. I don't know. I'm so bad at this. I can't do this. And then we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerers of Stone, because I wanted to, again, I didn't read all my books for December, okay? Mind your business. But this book is, let's see, like 310 pages long. This would be a reread. Technically, I read it many years ago, but I want to do that series of reading and watching the movies. So we could do it this time, but I have a whole series I want to do for that. It might be better during some breaks of school. Why? So maybe not this one. I think I might do, I don't know. I think I might do the story life of AJ Figgery, because we have like a couple romances on my book for my month already. So this one we might save it for another month, maybe February, the month of love. Okay, love. Maybe we'll save it for that. But I might do a story life of AJ Figgery, because again, it's also a lot, like the shortest one, I think, on my bookshelf, honestly. And I have a lot of books I plan to read this month, and they're big. So this could be really helpful to get through some books, and also really get to read this book that I've heard amazing things about. So I'm very excited for that. And then I do need to add some books that I'm also planning on reading this month. So this is where I said, like, you know, we have things to do. I will be rereading Fourth Wing in January, along with Iron Flame in January, because why? Everyone say it with me. Onyx Storm comes out in January. So I have to prepare myself for that release. So I do have these books on audio this time, so I'm going to listen to them for this month instead of physically reading it, so I can have other books to work on. Since it is a reread, I want to listen to it, just make sure I get all the information in again and get ready for Onyx Storm. So that's going to be a book I will be physically reading as well when it comes out, January, I think 21st-ish. So I think maybe the first week of January, we're going to work on reading these books. I'm so excited to see what happens in Onyx Storm. I'm scared. If you don't know what this book is about, this book follows our main character, Violet, and she lives in this world where there's different academies. But she wants to be a scribe because her mom is like the leader of the war college, but our main character wants to be a scribe. She loves like the history and reading and doing all that stuff, but she ends up being entered and put into the war college because her mom is the leader of that and the whole warriors aspect of it. So she enters into the writer's quadrant, and there she's trying to survive and figure out how to make it through the academy. And then we have a love interest, Xaden. Okay, enemies and lovers, ate them up. The ending of both books, okay, cried. What the heck, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so excited to see where it goes and to listen to the audiobooks and get back into this world and be ready for Onyx Storm, because I'm scared. Okay, so these two books are also being added to my TBR. So we have a lot of books. 1, 2, technically 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and the book that I recently purchased, 11 books. Why am I like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Why am I like this, guys? Okay, so we have The Wall of Winnipegamy by Mariana Zapata, Zodiac Academy 3, The Reckoning, Legendborn by Tracy Dion, Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan, Red Rising by Pierce Brown, Crescent City Reread by Sarah J. Maas, Storied Life of AJ Figgery by Gabriel Zevin, Fourth Wing Reread, Iron Flame Reread, and then I'm also going to read The Crown of Gilded Bones by JLA on audio, and then I'm also going to be reading Onyx Storm when it comes out. There we go. So those are all the books I'm planning on reading this month. Wish me luck, because again, it's the second semester of grad school I'm starting, so we're gonna see how that goes. Okay, I'm scared, but hopefully, like I said, I really want to focus on not going through my phone and scrolling endlessly and really prioritizing reading in my spare time. So that's my plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what books are on your TBR for the month, and let me know any thoughts on the books I have on my TBR, what books you're looking forward to, what books you want to see reading vlogs on. Just let me know down below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys again. For my next video will be a wrap-up of December, and then also a video for my 2025 bookish goals and setting up my bookish scrapbook journal that I want to do. So I'll see you guys next time.